But once you have it added, then you can go back to your PlayStation Store, add the things you want to your shopping cart, and finally buy the fucking thing. It is a frustrating mess. And once I did that, I discovered that I cannot get the games to add to my PlayStation Portable at all, because what I did was I used them to buy legal copies of Persona 1 on the PSP version of Persona 1 and Persona 2 Innocent Sin, because I played Persona 1 on the PlayStation Classic and I have a physical copy of Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, but I never got to play Persona 2 Eternal Punishment because or Innocent Sin, the first half. I never got to play Persona 2 Innocent Sin because I never fucking found a copy of it when it was on store shelves back in the day of the PlayStation, when it came out for the PlayStation Portable, and the PSP version of Eternal Punishment did not come to the States. So when the PSP came around, some people played Persona 2 Innocent Sin for the first time and wanted Eternal Punishment, and we didn't get it. And some people who had played Eternal Punishment finally got to play Innocent Sin. We can't have nice things. So then I spent a long time fidgeting with it and trying to work out why I could not get these things to add to my PlayStation Portable. It just wouldn't do it. And I have no fuck to this day. I don't know why. I found something on some random Reddit thread that suggested that it was because Sony removed the ability to transfer games from the PS3 to the PSP, which is baffling to me, because why would you take that ability away from us when you can still use the PlayStation Store to buy PSP games? I guess you could add it to the Vita. I don't know. I don't own a Vita. So I've never owned a Vita. I kind of want one. There's a few games on it that I'd like to play. But I always wanted to play the first half of Persona 2 because I never got to back in the day. Now I can. I can finally play Persona 2 Innocent Sin. But in order to get the games onto my fucking PlayStation Portable, I had to do it the less legal route, right? I had to hack my PlayStation Portable, which turns out that was really, really fucking easy to do. I did that, and it let me just add ISOs of games to my PSP, or to my PSP, just plug it into my PC, use it as a USB device, and just drag and drop, you know? It was that simple. So I did that, and I got those games on my PSP via that way, which I am not entirely sure that is a legal route to go, and I really don't care, because I bought them. I'm going to play them come hell or high water. And hey, I can use the PPSSPP emulator to stream them if you guys are interested in me streaming any PSP games. It works pretty well on everything I've tested it on except for Killzone Liberation, which is a shame because Killzone Liberation is a lot of fun, but apparently it doesn't work with the PPSSPP emulator, which is a shame, again, because that game is fun. I like it. I enjoyed it back in the day. I can stream from that, or I can stream directly from my PlayStation Portable. But before I do that, I need to get another RCA to microphone input thing. So because if you have seen If you have seen my old review of my component to HDMI converter, you know that the only audio input on it is microphone jack, a 3.5 millimeter microphone jack. And I had used a RCA audio to make the audio work just fine on the through the converter. And that is how I captured my playthroughs of Jak and Daxter, or not Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation 2, Halo and Halo 2 on the Xbox, Untold Legends, Brotherhood of the Blade, and Untold Legends Warriors Code on the PlayStation Portable for my reviews of all those games, and all the gameplay and movie footage that I recorded off the PSP on for my PSP retrospective video. So I've used it for quite a few different videos, honestly. It's a good little converter, but now I need to replace the fucking audio cable because it broke. One of the RCA jacks on it broke. So I need to get a new one before I can do anything with it, which sucks because I was going to record some gameplay Persona 2 Innocent Sin with it. I already did Persona 1 on my gameplay channel, if you guys are interested in that. I recorded over an hour of that, and I've recorded Revelations Persona off of the PlayStation Classic in the past. But this is the widescreen remaster. And generally speaking, it's got a better translation, more faithful, better translation than the original on the PS1. It also has a quest called the Snow Queen quest line that was removed from the original release of the game. It got added in to the PSP version of the game. So it is generally considered a better version of Persona 4 or Persona 3. So if you're interested in Persona 3, that is the version that I would... Or Persona 1. God damn it. My brain... Not brain good today. Persona 1. If you're interested in Persona 1, that is the way to play it. The PSP port. It is the best version of it. Having said that, it does have one problem, that being the music is not fitting. The new soundtrack is not fitting at all. They tried to give it more of the vibe of the more modern games, which are less dark than that, especially 4, less dark than 1 and 2 were. And it just stands in contrast, man. It really, really does. It stands in contrast with the original soundtrack. So I have heard, and I have not looked into this myself, but I have heard that if you're playing it on via emulation or whatever on PC, then there is a fan-made mod or patch that matches the PS1 original superior soundtrack with the PSP port of the game to create kind of like an ultimate version of it, the ideal version of Persona 1. And there's also something similar to that with Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. And I don't know with Eternal Punishment if I don't know if with Persona 1 it is a major, or Persona 2, if it's a major problem between the original translation and the update. There was... No, I'm getting my games mixed up. Okay, Persona 1 never had a PS1. Or Persona 2 never... Innocent Sin never had a PS1 translation. Eternal Punishment did, and then we didn't get a English version of the PSP version. There was a fan translation of Eternal Punishment in the works that was taking forever, and then out of nowhere there became another team with a different translation that was actually finished. So you can get the PSP version in English if you get an ISO of the game, and
the skies are marked with numberless sparks, each a fire, and every one a sign.
If you get an ISO of the original game and pair it up with the translation, fan translation, here I chose the side of the warrior. But a fan translation of the that was done for Eternal Punishment, so you could have English translation, widescreen versions of both Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment, which is kind of nice. But hey, Atlas, now that you have released Persona 3 and 4 on modern hardware with the ports or remasters or whatever of Persona 3 Portable, the PSP version of Persona 3, and Persona 4 Golden, the PS Vita version of Persona 4, to PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, can you please give 1 and 2 some love? Please give us a modern version of that so we can all play it on PC at like 1440p or 1080p or 4K or whatever awesome resolution. Please, I beg of you. And if you want to do some other SMT stuff, I would love to see Digital Devil Saga, because I know you did. I know they did. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, which I have that for the Switch. I posted some gameplay of that a long time ago on my gameplay channel. But I would love to see Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2 get remastered for modern consoles. That would be awesome. Please give us that. And while you're at it, I would love to see Devil Summoner 1 and 2, because I never got to play Devil Summoner 1 and 2. And you look at the prices to get them for the PlayStation 2, and it is stupid expensive.
You may as well make yourself useful here. Carry this torch and stick close.
It is really, really fucking expensive to do. And that's unfortunate, because I would love to play them. And as it stands, I either pay an absurd amount of money to get them, or I emulate them. And I have no other choices. So give me another choice, please. That would be awesome. Yeah, I want to replace the cord for my component to HDMI converter. And when I do that, I want to record gameplay of Persona 2 Innocent Sin off of my PlayStation Portable. These are games that I'd kind of like to stream, and if I do, I'm going to use PPSSPP to do it. It's just easier that way. I mean, I have a method of streaming them from my... From my PSP itself. I can stream from that. I know how to do that. I have a method of being able to do that. But it's just easier to do it from on my PC from PPSSPP. You know? And it looks better, higher resolution and things like that. Blowing up PSP footage to 720p does make it look a little fuzzy and a little soft. But that's the price you pay to get footage directly from the source, right? I mean, I got a PSP 3000 and with progressive scan, and I've got component cables for it. And I plug those into my component to HDMI upscaler, and that spits out a 720p image that I have to then crop to get ready to be useful in video editing or just posting raw gameplay or anything like that. That's what I did with my Persona 1 video that I uploaded. Is this where... Oh, I must have hit caps lock without even realizing that I did it. I must have hit caps lock because I must have turned on always run because I eventually quit having to hit shift, and I was thankful when I did because holding shift all the time to just move at a halfway decent pace is annoying.
Looks clear. Come on. We're almost through to the super.
This is a very good game, though. I definitely like Morrowind better. Like I said earlier, I probably like Skyrim better. But don't hear that as an insult to this, because all three games are wonderful. I love the Elder Scrolls series. Daggerfall is great, too. If you're going to play Daggerfall, though, there's a much better way to do it. And that is the Unity port, which you can get for free on GOG. If you have not played that, I would highly recommend the Unity port of Daggerfall. It is awesome. Daggerfall is awesome. It is great. I love it.
They're behind us. Wait here, sire. Wait here with the Emperor.
Yeah, about that.
For the Emperor!
See, that they got through you two, and I tried to fight them, and
I can go no further. You alone must stand against the Prince.
Yeah,
of
you can't
Destruction
protect
and
him.
His mortal servants.
boy,
You
that
must not
face,
have
that
this
light is
amulet.
washing out his face, the color in his face. Look at that.
Take the amulet. Give it to Joffrey. He
Lighting
alone
is so
knows
much better
where
than
to
it.
find
I would
my
love a
master.
remaster of this with like ray tracing.
Find
That would be
him
awesome.
And close shut the jaws.
Or a remake of. You know what? Do a remake of Shadow Key. That would be awesome. Y'all saw that? I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Wasn't me. I didn't kill the Emperor. I didn't kill the Emperor.
We failed.
It was someone else. You were here.
To sworn to protect
I'm innocent.
the Emperor. Now he and all his heirs are dead. The
Yeah, he
Emperor
gave that
was
shit
the
to me.
kings. It wasn't on the Emperor's body.
He gave that shit to me.
Strange. He saw something in you. Trusted you. They say it's the dragon blood that flows through the veins of every septum. They see more than lesser men. The amulet of kings is a sacred symbol of the Emperor.
Do they now?
Most people think of the red dragon crown, but that's just
Yep.
jewelry. The
Does it
amulet
have
has
power?
Only a true heir of the blood can wear it, they say. He must have given it to you for a reason.
Man,
Why?
that new Dead Space remake. Apparently,
Joffrey,
it's legitimately
said that?
great.
Why?
I really want to play it. It looks awesome.
Nothing I ever heard about. But
I don't know when I'm going to get to play it though, because my PC is mostly just fine for that. Especially after I upgrade it with the 5900X, which I will do whenever I can soon. But oh, it looks so gorgeous. But it requires a 1070 minimum, and mine is a step below a 1070. So the rest of my PC up to the task. My graphics card would struggle. It's a 1660 Ti. My graphics card would struggle to do that. No, I went Knight here. I thought about going Warrior, but I went Knight. I like the personality. It's better for talking to people, you know? I think I went Warrior last time. Witch Hunter. You could play Geralt of Riviera in Oblivion. Is that what we're going to do? Witch Hunter. The Witcher. Yeah, I need to actually play that series. Anyway, yeah, there's new ports of Persona 3 and 4, and I never got to play 3 and 4. The only ones I've ever played are Persona 1, Revelations Persona on the PlayStation 1, which is a renamed version of Persona, Shin Megami Tensei Persona 1. Spin-off series of Shin Megami Tensei. Obviously, if you know anything about Persona, you already know that. And Persona 2 Eternal Punishment on the PS1, which I have a physical copy of that one. I don't have Revelations Persona physical copy or Innocent Sin physical copy. I would like to, but yeah, they are expensive as well. Man, that hammer does a lot of damage. Look at that thing. Or, not a lot. I was reading the weight and going, oh shit. I'm wrong, though. Yeah, I forgot to put pants on my Argonian. I hope you guys enjoy these episodes. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I really want to play them because I never got to play Persona 2 or 3 or 4. And it's a series that I kind of want to at least try. Like, Innocence or Eternal Punishment was a good game, so I figured the later ones are probably good too. I've always heard good things about them, but I've never bothered to play them for myself. And they were stupidly expensive before they got re-released. And I do have a concern about the PC port, though. And that is De Novo. De Novo DRM. And it's an anti-cheat thing, I think. It's an anti-cheat thing, but it affects your PC's performance. And I'm sure it's not going to matter on a game that's that old. You could run the new ports on a fucking potato, but it does affect your PC's performance when you're playing games with it, and that just sucks, man. Nobody wants their games to slow down because of the fucking DRM. DRM sucks ass through a straw, and that's one of the reasons why I support GOG, and you should too. Get the versions without DRM, people. You cannot have a shield equipped and a torch at the same time, even though it appears to let you. The torch will not pop up. You just have the shield down at your side. There you go. You gotta choose. Do I want more protection in dark areas? Do I want more protection, or do I want more light? Now, of course, it doesn't get anywhere near as dark as like Doom 3, so it's never a huge deal, but yeah. Although, sometimes, maybe you don't want a shield. Maybe you want a two-handed weapon. I kind of like the way magic is done better in Skyrim. I kind of like the way magic is done in Skyrim better than it's done here. Being able to set magic to one of your hands and then the other one hold a weapon. That's what I did for a lot of my playthrough of it. I would have spells that I switch back and forth between on one hand, and then the other one was dedicated to my one-handed weapon that I was beating the shit out of things with. And I used that for most of the game. 150, 170 hours that I put into that game. It's simple, easy to create and run a battle mage in it. It was a lot of fun to play through. I also played an Argonian in that one. I just like playing the Argonians, man. It's a cool race. They look cool, and they can breathe underwater. What more do you need? Breathing underwater is a great way to escape from enemies chasing you, you know? But I think it's more limited in Oblivion or Morrowind than it is in this one. Morrowind is much more in depth with how it takes its RPG skills and shit than these two are. You're gonna do a lot of swinging and missing in Morrowind, you know. a lot of swinging and missing, and the more you use your weapon, the more often you'll be able to hit things, because the more you'll level up with your different weapons and level up your abilities and things like that, and you'll just become more powerful. Okay, we already chose everything. We're final. We are free to go out and explore the world. This is not quite the wow moment that Fallout 3 was when you first exited the vault, but still you get a good view and you get pleasant music. The music for this series is so fucking good. Jeremy Soule, bring him back for 4 or for 6, Bethesda, if you're even working on 6, which you announced it like 4 years ago. What's going on? You guys ever get the feeling that there's something seriously wrong behind the scenes at Microsoft? Because that's the feeling that I get. Like, they've got so many games delayed, and they're laying off 10,000 people. And the Activision the Activision Blizzard acquisition might be falling through because both the FTC and the EU have now told Microsoft, nah, bruh. And look how long it's taking Halo to get anything done. And Halo devs have come out, former 343 employees have come out and said, yeah, the management there sucks ass, and it's not just 343. Like, a whole lot of different little clues here and there, strongly suggesting that things are not going well at Microsoft at fucking all. That's just a hunch. It's just a feeling I get that things are going poorly behind the scenes. I don't know. It's just a feeling I get that shit's not as good at Microsoft as it seems, you know? Nothing. I mean, it is what it is, right? It sucks to see so many people losing their jobs, but you can't do anything about that. I remember when this game was absolutely stunning, when it was fucking gorgeous. You know, I bought this game 3 times now. No, 4 times. Look, I bought the original PC version. And that was the version that I spent a shitload of time playing back in the day. And then I saw that, then I was like, you know what, I'm going to get the console version. It's dirt cheap. I'm going to get, I'm going to get the version on the PlayStation 3. So I got that version of it.